just feel my breeze. I just feel my shine. 空に with the light.
Hello everyone, Vincent CNM here. It's been a while since I did one of these, and I really want to do this time around because recently it was the 2-year anniversary for this channel. And so I really wanted to take some time and just look back to where we've been. I want to do a few Q&A questions, and then I am going to be talking about where this channel is going to go in the future. So yeah, stick around and we'll figure it out as we go along. This channel existed back in 2021 was when I made it. And the sole reason I made it was to upload that one meme of Finn. And if I didn't do that, I don't think it would be going to where I am today. But at the time, I had already been into Finn for a little bit. Not too long, but just a little bit. And that was the gateway to this larger community and the whole and what encompasses this whole thing. And then I started making the edits, which were fine. And then what really took off, I think, for me was when I made the stream highlights, because at the time Finsta Live was still iffy on them, but also didn't cover every single stream. I had the tendency to do streams that maybe not everyone got out, or if I did do the same streams, I got them out faster, albeit with less edits, but people still nonetheless liked them. And that's unfortunately fallen off. I will kind of talk about that later when I explain like what's going to happen with the channel in the future. But I really think that I kind of made the correct choice. But yeah, it's kind of hard to describe. Now, one thing I do want to do is get the questions out of the way, and then I'll talk about the future for this channel and such, because that's probably going to be the majority of it. But I'll have timestamps below, things like that. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna go run through this. Darley Parton fan asks for the first one. I chose this because when did you discover Finn? It was 2021 when I made the channel. December 29th, 2021 was when I made the channel. Or 2020, one of those two. I forget the date. I'll show it on screen here. But I discovered Finn through Nat, and Nat I discovered via Reddit, because Reddit, it was a thing of I forget his name, Nat and someone else who did the voice. It was that one really popular clip of them going around, and then that led me to find Nat, and then I started watching Nat, and then I saw that video of him and Finn, and it kind of just took off from there. I slowly got into Finn's content, and then I watched that one stream, and yeah, that's how we are today. Another question asked is, during the setup review stream, you submitted a photo. What kind of guns were those? So, if you guys don't understand that, recently Finster did a review, like a setup review and things like that, and rating setups, etc., whatever you want to call it. But I submitted a photo, and it has some of my firearm collection in it. He's asking, what guns are those? The one on the left is a Palmetto State Armory AK-aim chambered in 7.62x39. I have I think it's an Aim Sport handguard. I got a mag bolt, obviously, and stop on it. Got a Sig Sauer, I think Romeo 7 on it. It uses standard AK mags. I put on a J-Mac muzzle brake on it, and you don't see it, but it does have the AR-15 buffer tube adapter. One to the right of that is my Springfield Armory St. Victor. It's an AR-15 chambered in 5.56. I didn't tack this one near as much. Basically, everything was how it came, with exception of the hand stop, and I got an EOTech sight and magnifier for it. That's really about it. And to any of those curious, my full that is the 2 out of my collection of 4. I also have an AR-10 that is chambered in 308. It's from Diamondback, and the only thing I've done on it is a bipod and a scope from Vortex, and a new stock on it, and a muzzle brake. That one's yet to be fired as of this video. And same thing with the one you see below in this picture, the Garand. The grant I recently got, it is a World War II era rifle, chambered in 30-06. I did get the strap for it. I did. So a friend of mine was thank you to him, gave me one of his bayonets that fitted. And yeah, as far as I know, that's blemished. That is clean or blemish free. I might have made a mistake on that. All right, next question. As you've been doing this for 2 years, is it still fun or has it gotten a little stale? I'm going to kind of explain that in what's been going to happen with the future channel, because when I discuss that, it will be going into a little bit of backstory for it. So yeah, I'm going to hold off on that question because that's going to be used. And same thing with another question: are you worried that your fan base will one day get tired of your content? That one's I'm going to partially answer now. I'm not. I'm worried and not worried. That's the best way I can put it. But I think the explanation behind it all will be the best way I can put it. Cat in the window, obviously. Thank you for being a big supporter of the channel. He's asking how the metallurgy is going and things like that. So, I went to school for welding. That's what I was trained at in high school. I went to a local tech school, and I was trained as a welder. And so, I went into the steel industry. And to answer your question, I don't weld anymore. However, my job now is still because it's steel industry. I'm a laser CNC operator. I can't take any pictures of work or anything like that, but here's a screenshot of the machine I use. That's publicly available. But yeah, for the most part, I'm enjoying it. It's what I really like to do. And I'm hoping to stay in the industry in general, or at least this general industry. He also did ask, what did I have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner in detail before Christmas? However, I don't remember that at all. So, yeah, that's not going to get answered. Sorry. Now, with that said, here's what I want to discuss about where this channel is going. You may have noticed for a while the amount of videos I've been putting out has significantly dropped to where it was at my peak. So there's a little bit of backstory behind it. So the channel wasn't really started when it was the height of COVID. I couldn't go to really, it took off in the height of COVID, let's say. I couldn't go to school. I was at home. I had so much time on my hands that all I really did was sit on my computer and edit streams, and just because I had time for it. Even when my senior year rolled around and we went back to school, I still had time. That's not really a thing anymore for me. So I graduated in June. I took like a month off before I started working full time, and I've been at it ever since. And the money's good, which is why I like to work and work overtime and things like that. I work close to 11. I've basically worked an 11-hour shift now. I want to push that to a 12. I might push that farther just because out of my own volition. But every single time when I get home, I don't feel like editing. I just want to just sit in my chair, relax, just play on my computer. But editing is not one of those things. Now, that said, I absolutely want to get back into it, because editing's something I still enjoy. However, it's still something I have difficulty with. And so that's the hard part, because then the weekends are mostly taken up by just me resting and recuperating and doing whatever. So that's the biggest thing, is ever since I graduated and started working, I just really is just a lack of motivation, because that spark that was once in me is burning out. And that's the sad reality of it, is I slowly am converting to like reposting clips and TikToks and whatnot, just because it keeps the content flowing, and just it's easier. As much as I would like to do every single Finsta stream, at this point I'm limited to specific events like interviews or PO boxes, or that's really about it, just because of the way it's structured. Some of those past streams you've seen, or the clips I taken from it, I went through every single minute of that stream and kind of broke it down and tried to make the best video I could out of that. I don't have the mental capacity for that anymore. And not many of you know this, but I run some other channels. Right now, like C&M, I tried that flopped. I can't do that. I just wasn't able to. I have one other channel that's literally just for a single video. My main gaming channel, I really have just given up on. I want to do more railroading stuff. However, that's hard just because script writing is hard, and I gotta do it when my parents aren't anywhere in the house as much, at least. So I could probably actually pull it off next week as of this recording, but that's just still more difficult just because I can't read a script and I have to write a script for those. Like, as you're listening to this video, this is all off the top of my head. The only things I read were the Q&A questions. It's just how I run. But it's not like I can get an editing team or anything like that, because, like, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not monetized or anything like that. And even if I was, I've tried it on a older channel before of like what if I did it with like the same amount of music and things like that. It's not worth it anyway. So this channel was never monetized in the first place, and all the ads you see is a YouTuber just putting it there. YouTube's known for that. I've seen it on some of my other channels, or the copyrighted music. I use so much copyrighted music that that whoever owns it ends up throwing up ads and anything like that. So unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about it, but it's the way I go, and it's the way I like to do things. But the unfortunate reality of it is, the amount that I post will probably only get smaller through the time. There's potential until I adjust fully to working full time, because I've only been at it for less than a year now. Once I adjust fully, that might change. I might have more motivation again. The current problem right now is just burnout on not necessarily content, but editing. Because I might get the instinct to edit. I might really want to edit, but as soon as I open up the program, I can go at it for half an hour. I'm like, I'm done. It's painful, to say the least. Now, I know a lot of people do sometimes offer help, but the thing is, if we're going to make a team behind this specific clip channel, then by all means, I'm willing to become more of the title maker, thumbnail maker, and spokesperson. But the thing is, I still can't pay an editor, just because I don't make money off the channel that's able to pay it. And like, money I make from my job, that goes towards my bills. I have to pay rent to my parents. I have to pay my own car insurance, or truck insurance in this case. But it's not economical for me. I've tried it once, that failed miserably. So unless people are actually willing to step up and do it consistently, it's going to be hard to do so. And so the sad reality of this channel is, as much as I want to put my heart and soul into it, I can't anymore. And so this one's probably going to be set on the back burner. And the unfortunate reality of the situation also is, the older Finster gets, the less and less he's eventually going to cross-dress until he stops entirely. And at that point, this channel's become defunct. I'm not going to post here anymore. Maybe the occasional meme, but in reality, it's just going to be like the memoirs and reminiscing back to the good times. And in the end, that's what this channel really will be. So, not leaving the community or anything like that, but that's kind of where this channel's headed. It's kind of going on the downhill slope, and I'm at the epicenter of it, and it really is just me, but I don't know how to fix it, because it's kind of hard for me to do that right away. So, yeah. I know that was a little depressing end to this video, but it's a sad reality of it. But before I sign off, though, I would not be here without the support you guys give me, and I'm so thankful for that. I say it all the time, but I can't express how appreciative I am of all the support I've gotten over the years. It's only been 2 years, but ever since I started, people have been supporting me along the way. I have made mistakes in the past. I look back and I know I could have made better edits. I've made a mistake once that I'm not going to talk about because that was idiotic of me. But I truly cannot thank you guys for enough. Like, it really is hard. I can attempt to live stream again because that often really brings me in closer with the community, but the best way I could say thank you would be to meet you guys and actually say thank you in person. It's just not possible. But really hope you guys have a great 2023. I'm hoping for a good year. I'm hoping that I can bring this channel back up to what it was potentially. Maybe it won't be ever to where it once was. I'm hoping to bring it back up. But we'll have to see. I'm definitely going to do the every outfit video, except that might take, knowing how tedious that is to do, that legit might take till May to get done. I'm really not sure. I'm going to try to start downloading next week and getting it going, but it truly is difficult. As always, I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram under the same handles. On Discord, you can find me at thecolt1911. DM me if you want to. We can talk. I'm more than willing to answer questions and things like that. If you're willing to offer help, by all means, that's fine. When it comes to, because I know some people have said, "Oh, can I fund you somehow?" I can't really do that. I don't want to, even though it's like a possibility. I don't see it in my best interest to take money from someone who enjoys my content of someone else. So, yes, and as I've heard the news, a quick salute to 10 Muses. He's going to be leaving the community for a little bit in one way, shape, or form. But, yes, but thank you guys all for all of this. I can't appreciate it enough. And I'll see you in the next one.